How's it going, everybody? It's Pastor Jerry here with the Live, Love, and Leave a Legacy podcast. Season 1, episode 17. Wow. Today we have a special episode on school. I know it's back to school season, and I wanted to record this a couple weeks ago, but I got a little, sidetracked. Nonetheless, here we are. And I am so excited for you, Mom, for you, Dad, and I mean, if you're a student watching this, well, you're going to get a little bit of good advice too. I come with you with, I've had a lot of experience in public school. I was an elementary school teacher, worked in middle school, working with kids, taught in middle school, assistant principal at a high school, counselor at a high school, migrant counselor at a high school, elementary school principal recently. And, back to school is so exciting for a lot of people. For teachers, it's another opportunity to get better at what they've been doing, to work with a whole brand new set of students. But for parents, sometimes it's like, yes, summer's over. Finally, they're going back to school and I have some free time where I don't have to worry about them for a whole day. And we have this total sense of relief. The kids are back in school. Thank God. Now I can, focus on stuff around the house, get some me time in, or be able to go to work without having to worry about who's watching the babies or if they're taking care of themselves, whatnot, all those other things. But in reality, it's also a time to understand that the school's got your kids now, okay? Think about it. For the next 183 days or so, the school really has the best hours of your child's life, Monday through Friday, at their disposal, okay? Now, why you should really think about that too, why that should be at the top of your mind, because remember, babies, especially at the elementary level, I mean, man, it's a critical time in a child's life, where they're being exposed to a lot of other people, students, adults. And there's a lot to take in for a young boy, young girl, and it's an experience for both of them. And it's not the same. And not every school's the same. Not every teacher's the same. And every year is different. And as a parent, you should really be involved as much as you possibly can in your child's education. Why? Because you want to know who's spending time with your baby. You want to know whose heart are they being. When I was an elementary school teacher, I had the kids all day. Parents would come, drop them off, and they wouldn't see their kids till 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, sometimes 6 o'clock. So the school had their attention. As the teacher, I personally had them for a good 6 hours, all to myself. For me, I counted it as an honor. I mean, it was an honor for me to teach. If you're a former student of mine or a parent who I worked with, I thank you for entrusting your child to me those years. And that during that year or those years, I was honored. I still am. I love my students. I love my parents. I love the community I served. And, it is a tremendous honor. But not everybody's like me. And not everybody has their best interest in every child. Why? Because it's really hard to be a teacher these days. You're giving 20 students, 30 some students, and it's just you. It's a lot of work for one person. I mean, a lot of parents during COVID, when they had to spend all day with their kids, they're like, man, give teachers a raise. I mean, my God, what they have to go through, because it's like, man, I have all my kids all the time. I don't know what to do with them. And here a teacher has to navigate not just 20 kids or 30 some kids, but they have to ensure that they're being properly educated. And now, if every kid was the same, it'd be different. If every kid came in at grade level, it'd be different. But our school system these days, it really is, it's a failing system, not people, the system. And we have great teachers that have, they wouldn't be in it unless their heart was in it. Some of them are tired though. Some of them don't have the liberty to teach whatever they want. I mean, we're literally given a script that says this is what you need to teach. This is how you say it, when you say it, how long you say it for, how long this activity lasts. You don't have a lot of freedom to be creative. Now, of course, some teachers you put your taste on it, right? But at the end of the day, it's a one script to fit all the needs of this class. And then they'll say, well, you do this for this group of students, you do this for this group. It's a lot. It's overwhelming for most teachers these days. And it's rough. That's why you have a lot of teacher exodus, and you have not a lot of people want to become teachers. Why? Because it's the system is failing teachers, and because it's failing teachers, it's failing our students, it's failing our communities. And so, mom, dad, you really need to be invested in making sure that your babies are getting the best education they possibly can. How? By having a relationship with teachers. You got to go to back to school night. And if it already happened and you didn't go, you got some catching up to do. But if you went to back to school night, congratulations. As a former elementary school principal, I loved it when my parents would come because it lets the teacher know that, look, I have parents that invested in the student. And then it also lets students know, hey, my mom and dad really care because they came to back. I mean, school must be important because it is important. School is important, and you need to be there to show them that it's important, right? Now, if you go to their baseball games and you go to their football games and you go to all these other events, but you don't go visit their classroom or you don't go visit the teacher or you don't go introduce yourself to, then what you're saying is that the sport's more important. Me watching you have fun like that is more important than me watching you learn. Now, I hate to break it to you, but the odds that your baby's going to become a professional athlete one day are slim and none. Okay, that's not me saying, that's the statistics, right? But the odds that your child can learn something special in a school and be inspired by something in school that would lead them to want to do something for the rest of their lives, chances are a little bit better in the school. Now, this is why it's so important that you have a really good communication with your teachers. Your child's teacher should know that you care. Now, how do they know that you care? And when you show up to back to school night. And if you didn't, you send them an email. Hey, I'm so and so, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to attend, but this is my cell phone number. This is my email. And if anything, you need anything, email me right away, call me right away, because I am invested in my child's education. And as a parent, I want to do my best. I want to work with you to make sure that my baby has the best year academically. Now, of course, we're all busy, right? Sometimes we don't know how important that is. But when you go to back to school night and you hand the teacher personally your invitation, your information, it's an invitation too. But here's a card with my name. This is my child's name. This is my cell phone number. This is my work number. This is my home number. This is my email. And if anything should happen, good or bad, I want to know about it. Here's the information so you can communicate with me. What does it tell that teacher? It tells them, this parent's going to bug me. This parent's going to ask me questions every time they see me. Or this parent may actually email me. This parent may actually call me. So I better make sure I know what's up with their baby. So without even knowing it, some teachers, or not some, but most teachers will already make sure that they know that their child, what level they're at, how they're doing, if they're missing something. They want to have an answer, okay? Because they know you're going to call. Now, if you don't ever come to school and you have all these, a number of excuses, well, I'm too busy, I'm at work, then the teacher's going to know you're too busy to ever really care about your child in school. Not so much in life, but just in school. They're going to just treat them like a regular other student. Now, you got to remember, it's not the teacher's fault. And I'm not saying all teachers are like this. I work with some amazing teachers. But I've been doing this for over 26 years and almost 30 years. I've seen every form of teacher you can have. And they're not all good teachers, I'm sorry. Okay, they're not all there for the right reasons anymore. Some are tired, man. They're just tired. They're frustrated because the system has let them down. And they're not excited to teach. They're not excited to make sure that your kid understands that there's a world out there for them to explore one day, and that they have a gift, a God-given gift. Remember, your child, my children, they all have a God-given gift. But we can't be like my mom. My mom sometimes would say, "Mijo, no te enseñaron cómo comer." I mean, my mom thought the school would teach us everything about life, not just math, reading, writing, but how to be respectful, how to say thank you, please, how to eat. I mean, my mom thought all those things, and Lord bless my mom because now she knows too. Yeah, amigo, school's hard. Hey, school is tough. It's hard. There's so much that a child has to take in and process. Even on the first day of school, is like, man, poor little kindergartner. They're like, and especially they didn't go to preschool. I mean, it is frightening. It is scary. It is like, wow. But if they've gone to preschool or they're involved in sports, or you take them to church with you and they go to children's ministry, then they have a lot more at ease about being around other people and other adults. But if this is their first time that they're really like being let loose out of the house, boy, you're gonna have fun. They're gonna be. And some kids naturally they're like, I got it, brother. But most kids that have that experience, boy, they're scared. Because why? All of a sudden I'm in this room full of other kids that I don't know, and this adult that I don't know. Normal, right? This is where you come in, mom. This is where you come in, dad. We constantly have to remind our children why school is important. This is why us talking to them after school. How was your day? What are you learning? Who are your friends? What did you play today? Yeah. Is anybody picking on you? How's your teacher? Tell me about her. Tell me about him. Do they yell a lot? Or are they gentle? Do they explain things very well? Even though they're fifth grade, sixth grade, even middle school, they still need you, mom. They still need you, dad. In high school, they still need you. Oh, they're big. They know what they're doing. They don't need no help. No, they still need you. They need you to advocate for them. They need you to make sure that you go to school site council meetings. So if there's any ever time for you to get involved in the school, you should be there. If they have field trips, bang, you should be the first one to sign up. Yeah, but I got to take a day off of work. Hey, let me tell you something. Take the day off of work. Go with your baby on that field trip. You'll never regret it. But you got to go with the right attitude. If you take a day off to go fishing, you take a day off to go do something fun for you, but you won't take a day off to go on a field trip with your baby, shame on you. Those are rare opportunities that you'll ever have. Take it. I know some of you can't get the day off. I get it. Your boss is a jerk, or you work in a field where it's not that easy. I totally understand. Totally. But don't let that be the reason why you don't. Your baby's only going to be in first grade once in their life. They're only going to be in third grade once in their life. They're only going to be in fourth grade once in their life. They're only going to be in middle school once for sixth, seventh, eighth, or seventh, eighth, depending on what school they go to, or in high school, 4 years. These are one time that once they're gone. Okay. And I'm talking dads, really understand this, man. You're going to live, love, and leave a legacy. You got to be present. A lot of times us men, we think that my job is to provide and that's it. No, I'm sorry, my brother. That's not the only responsibility you have in raising your children. Yes, providing, making sure they got food and shelter, a roof over their head, and clothes. Don't get me wrong, that's important. But they need your presence more than presence. They need you to be there more than anything else. They need you for you to understand that it's so important for you to really understand that you matter, man. You matter so very much. And without you and without your presence, they're gonna think that you don't care, or that school's just not that important to you. And once you start thinking that, believe me, their attention is going to go to something else. Or they're going to try, how can I please my dad enough for him to come to school? And yeah, I get it. Maybe you and your mom, you maybe got a baby mama, and you ain't getting along, and she don't let you, find a way. Find a way, dad. Don't let that be an excuse why you're not in your baby's life, or why you're not there in school. Go to court, do what you got to do, man, because they need you there. Like, let me tell you something. A couple of years ago, man. No, more than that. A few years ago, first day of school, I had a little boy. I was a principal. Garden. He comes up to me. And with as gentle as I can be, hey, hi, how you doing? How's it going? I'm just trying to say, I'm kindergarten, first day of school, and he's walking by himself. And he looks at me with the biggest smile and he says, hi, my daddy's in prison. The first words that came out of this little man's mouth, hi, my daddy's in prison. I smiled at him as my heart broke inside, because this little guy had to come to school and he had to walk around and see these other daddies holding their son's hands, or a mommy holding their son's hand, walking him to class or walking him to school, introducing him to the teacher, walking him into class, letting him know, hey, everything's gonna be all right, man. Look at all the little kids having fun, or hey, look at this, the teacher, hey, this is my baby boy. But he had nobody to do that. I remember, take it, man. This thing called life is hard, but man, we have a responsibility, man. Our kids need us. Even in school, they need you. They need you to show up to open house. They need you to show up to back to school. They need you to show up to parent meetings. They need you to go with them on field trips. They need you to just pop in one day and volunteer. You get a day off, bam, call the school. I would love, oh, you got to get cleared. Hey, go get the fingerprints clearance. Go do what you got to do. Yeah, but I got it right. Don't worry about it. Put that in God's hands. Go meet the principal. Introduce yourself to him or her. Let them know that you'd like to help and you'd like to be of service. Maybe they, I mean, you don't have to do fingerprint to go in the classroom. I mean, to go in the class, but to help out around the school, volunteer to go to yard duty. What do I got to do watching a bunch of kids around? Let me tell you something. You will be a hero, Dad, if you go volunteers at yard duty. All these little kids will look up to you. They will love it. Mom, if you go and you volunteer, I mean, you will make your little boy, your little girl so happy, Mom, Dad, when you go volunteer at the school. It brings them joy. I've seen it time and time again. Then I've seen some kids whose mom, dad never come to school, man. That breaks my heart because the little kid's amazing. Don't let that be you. It's a new school year. Maybe you missed the first few days of school. Maybe you didn't go to back to school night. Don't let that be your MO for the rest of the school year. Be involved in your child's life. Live, love, and leave a legacy by being present in their lives. Some of us, we work so hard because we want to get them those J's or we want to get them this. Sometimes, don't get this wrong, but sometimes those are prideful motives because you want to be able to say, hey, look what I got my baby. Look how I got him. Look at his J's. Look what he's got. He's all swagged up. Look, he's got the latest PlayStation, the latest this. Look at the bike I bought him. Look at this. It's cool. But in the long run, they don't need those J's. They don't need the latest PlayStation. They need you. They need you present in their lives more than the presence. Because those presents, they don't last forever. But memories that you make with your son or with your daughter, because you went to go visit their classroom or you went to go watch them shine, or because you took the day off and went and volunteered, those memories last forever. Your son or daughter will never forget those things. But they also feel the loss of coming to school and watching all these other parents. And it's not a lot, man. Believe it, it's not a lot. I mean, me I beg parents to come and volunteer, and sometimes they just don't want to. They don't think they can. Let me tell you something. You don't need a degree to go volunteer at the school. Think about it. First grade, they're talking about just numbers, talking about colors, numbers, basic stuff, square, rectangles, patterns, sequences, learning to read, small words, nothing big. Middle, same thing, second, third. But let me tell you something. It's so important that you get involved in your child's life because you got to help them learn to love, to read, love to write, love to express themselves. And sometimes a teacher can't do it all on their own. And research says that most kids are not at grade level, period. And here's the important thing for you to know. Research says that if a kid isn't at grade level by third grade, they have a 1 in 7 chance of ever being at grade level. In other words, they're going to struggle. Middle school, fourth and fifth, high school. Why? Because they can't access the information because they can't read it. Some of us, we know what that feels like. And then what happens? They get bored in class because they can't access what the teacher's trying to teach them. And then what happens? They get in trouble. They start acting out because they don't want to feel like they can't do it. They would rather feel like I'm not here because I'm getting in trouble, or I can't do good in school because I don't pay attention, or and then, don't let all this ADD, ADHD, all these things thrown on your kid that's why they can't learn. No, those are lies, man. No, don't let that stuff get in the way and cause your kid to feel like I can never be something because I got all these labels that put on me. No, those are just labels that the world puts. What are they to you, Mom? What are you telling them, Dad? That they're amazing, that they're smart, that they're capable, that they can do it. And you'll sit there with them after work, but I'm tired. Hey, let me tell you something. That's part of parenting. It's part of parenting. You know what I mean? That comes with the territory. We gotta make sure that they're ready, or else we're always gonna have to try to bail our kids out because they struggle. Let me tell you something. Every kid is capable. Every kid is capable. I'm from a teacher. I wouldn't let my kids even get in the way of them being successful. I did everything I could to ensure that they knew, look, maybe school isn't all it, but let me tell you something. You still got to work. You still got to do your best. You still got to work hard every day, right? There's all these little things that are built in that to them learn the importance of showing up to school every day. the importance of being accountable, of having integrity, of working hard. And then you got to remember, the school system isn't built to raise up engineers or doctors or lawyers or inventors or entrepreneurs. So the school system was built to raise workers. Why do you think it's got two 15-minute breaks and a lunch in the middle? A boss in front of the classroom. I understood that. I got that. So I understand that's not what I'm doing in my class. I want to make sure that my kids are visionaries, that they get to know the world, that they know that this world ain't that big, that one day they can travel, that one day they can be this and be, but I had to expose them to that kind of a world. But I'm not their parent, but I did what I could. You need to let them know that, man, hey, this is temporary. Right. But that school you need to be the one that's investing in them and inspiring them and telling them by what? By taking them to the zoos, by taking them to exploratoriums, by taking them to the tech museums or whatever's out there, helping them explore the world, taking them to the aquarium, taking them to places where they can see that there's all these other opportunities out there for them to ever find themselves desiring. Let me tell you something. Can you imagine that somebody's workplace is the ocean? Can you imagine people make good money studying whales and dolphins and I mean, so people get paid to do the coolest things, to design, to create, to build, to sing, do all these things, man. And our kids all have a gift that the world needs. The school's job is not to pull that gift out of them. The school's job is just to teach them to be obedient, to show up, be on time, listen to the orders, be good little citizens, and understand. They get their 15-minute break in the morning, they get their 15-minute break in the afternoon, they get their lunch. Why? So they can go and make somebody else rich the rest of their lives. Man, not your baby, not my baby. I want to teach them that, man, they have a gift, they have an ability, they can create their own business. They have a gift that they can meet a need, and we got to teach them those things. Finance. The school don't teach our kids finance, how to manage money. They don't teach them how to invest. Every once in a while, there'll be a teacher out there that does it, and bam, cool. Kids don't forget. I can go on and on about this. As you can see, I'm passionate, man, about us getting involved in our children's life, not just in showing them, to be a good person by clean up after themselves, but we have to be involved in their school. You got to show up and let them know that school's important, but you also got to let them know the school that they're not dealing with just any kid. They're dealing with this amazing child that's a gift from God, and you're entrusting them to them. So, hey, they got to do their part while you do your part. You can't hold the school accountable if you're not willing to do your part. But do your part by checking in with your baby, making sure they're doing the homework, getting on the computer, getting to whatever app they have that allows you to help keep track on the kids and their work and their attendance and whether do all those things because it lets a kid know, lets your baby know school is important, right? Or if you're able to, and you got the guts, whoa, wow, Siri jumped in right now. If you're able to, do homeschooling. And you raise your own little mastermind and do your own little master class right there with your kids and you teach them what's valuable in life. And you get them ready for a world that's always changing. And for a world, if you can't, and you're entrusting a school to do it, then you better hold them accountable because your tax money's paying for it. Your tax money pays for mine. So come hold me accountable. Come to my classroom. Come visit me. Come help me. Come volunteer. That's what I told parents. Hey, come, be a part of the world here in this little classroom. And believe me, it makes a big difference because you make a big difference, Mom. You make a big difference, Dad. Hey, God bless you. I'm so glad you hung in there with me all this time. My phone is blowing up. My phone is blowing up left and right. But hey, I appreciate you listening on. I look forward to seeing the next episode. Remember to live, love, and leave a legacy. Be involved in your child's education. Be with them step by step to make sure that they have a strong foundation to build on academically, critical thinking, that they know how to ask for help, that they know that they're important, that there's a beautiful gift inside of them. My heart to yours, man. I'm so grateful for you. Remember, be blessed, be brave, be bold, and most importantly, be the best version of you. God bless you. Until our next episode.